Albert Einstein once said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I have applied this kind of mentality to almost every part of my life, except for how I release music. For some reason, I feel like musicians get stuck in a rut where we think we have to release it in a certain way because that's the way it's always been done. And like many other musicians, I'm releasing music in exactly the same way I have been, hoping this time that the song is strong enough to make all of my wildest dreams come true. I know I'm not alone in this struggle, and that's why today's video is going to be all about how I'm turning my release strategy upside down and what I'm hoping this might achieve. Hey guys, if we haven't met before, my name's Joey Clarkson and I'm an independent singer-songwriter, voiceover artist, and audiobook narrator living in London, UK with my husband and our 2 Pomskis. So loud. It is so loud in London. I make videos just like this one every week, so if this is your thing, please hit that subscription button and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss the next episode. Alright, as mentioned guys, I am shaking things up in how I'm releasing my music, and I want to take you along for the ride and show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it, so hopefully you can kind of decide whether or not you might want to shake up your release strategy too, and also so that if this strategy turns out to be a complete flop, you don't have to make the same mistakes. I'm also going to be mentioning a really cool way that you can get involved with the music video that we're releasing for this single at the very end of this video, and I'm going to be dropping a teaser of that music video and a teaser of the song that nobody's heard yet. So if you're watching in real time and you're interested in seeing that, then make sure you stick around to the end of the video because that's where that's gonna be. Before we jump into what I am going to be doing, I want to quickly run you through some brief bullet points of what I have previously done many times. Like, every time I release a single, this is usually what I do. 1, I tease the process on my social media. So as soon as I know I'm releasing a single or an album, I tell my audience that I'm going to be releasing it and that they need to keep their eyes and ears open and generally just try and hype up the people who do care. 2, I record the single or the album and I post continuously about the process as I'm doing it to keep my audience engaged and keep reminding them that I do have new content coming out. 3, I register it for distribution with CD Baby at least 3 to 5 weeks in advance so I can utilize their free marketing tools, including the Spotify pre-save, which is often really important to independent musicians. 4, I release the pre-save and pre-buy links as soon as they are ready at the same time as my album artwork. I always wait to release the album artwork until I have an actual call to action where I can direct people to. I may drop teasers like other images from the photo shoot where we got the album cover, but I never usually release the album cover until I have a pre-save or pre-buy link ready to rock and roll so I can direct people there right away. Are we on 4 or 5? I think we're on 5 now. 5. We get the press release sorted. Recently, I've been working with Laura Jenkins of Your Forte over here in the UK, and I absolutely love her. She is such a gem to work with, and she's a really hard worker. I really appreciate that about her. So I work with Laura on the press release, and then we find the angle that we're going to pitch the media with. 6, we send the media copies and press releases at least 3 to 6 weeks in advance. It's usually more time if it's an album and less time if it's a single. And honestly, sometimes it's just less time because I'm not as organized and I don't have my things together like I should, but I do try to aim for 3 to 6 weeks in advance for the press. 7, I start sharing every single review and every single shout out from any publication across all of my socials. I make sure I set aside half an hour to an hour of every day where I can engage on the things that publications have shared and I can reshare them to my audience and thank them for taking the time to do so. That's a really important step if you want to maintain the relationship with the publications that are supporting you. It's so loud. I don't have time for this. The battery's dying too. I'm so annoyed. We at 8? 9? I've lost count. We're not gonna do numbers anymore. At this point, we've made it up to release day. On release day, I make sure I'm up at midnight the night before so I can start shouting about it then, because the more streams you have right away, the more sales you have right away, the higher the chance is that you'll actually be able to work with the algorithms on each individual platform to help spread your music farther. So I start working midnight the night before. I'm generally up until about 2, 3 a.m. sharing people's reactions and letting people know how I feel, and also sharing the actual real-time streams to incentivize my audience to keep streaming the single and to share it with their friends. I just talk as much as I can. I stay up as late as I can, and then I get to bed. I'll usually get up at about 8 o'clock the actual release day, and that's when the real work starts because I have to be available the whole day to continue engaging with people who are engaging with my content. That first day is so important, and it's really important that you take the time and give yourself the time to actually shout about it. All right, the last step that I usually follow is that the weeks following the release, I will either drop a music video at some point or a lyric video if it was within my budget, and I will continue posting alternative pictures that we didn't use for the album cover so that I have something to follow up the release with, to continuously draw people's eyes back to my single or album and remind them that it is still out there and that they still need to listen to it and that I still want them to share it and engage with it whenever they can and get their feedback. If it wasn't 2020, I would also say that we would put a big emphasis on touring the release and make sure that we have shows lined up in support of that release, but obviously this year is very different. So I said that that was going to be brief, and it wasn't very brief, but all of that was really important because the way that we're releasing this single now is backwards. We're going backwards, and I am nervous and excited, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, but I've always been afraid to try because it's unknown water. And nobody really wants to do it because nobody wants to have their single flop, and that is a big risk when you do things in a very different way. So I'm just gonna give you guys a chance to like take a breath, grab a sip of water, you can hit pause on this, maybe go grab a cup of tea because I don't think this video is gonna be as short as I wanted it to. And I think everybody needs a cup of tea. I got mine. It's probably cold because I've been talking so much already. Okay, are you back? I'm back. So the main difference between this current release that we have coming up and my previous releases is that we are actually going to release a music video almost a full 2 weeks before we release the actual track across digital and streaming platforms. This means that for nearly 2 weeks, people will be able to listen to the song exclusively on YouTube before they can actually listen to it on streaming platforms or buy it from digital platforms. Now, I've seen major artists do this in the past when they are backed by major label support and the single is also connected to an album, but I can't say that I've seen many independents trying this out, and it's something that I've wanted to try for a long time, but I've always been too scared to jump into the deep end. Well, folks, now that I'm doing a lot of experimental content on my channel, I figured what better time to try this out so I can see how it works, if it works, and let you know if it's something you should consider doing as well. My main concern with this is that it's going to take away all of the mystery for my audience, and then they might lose excitement before release day and not actually listen to it or buy it from streaming and digital platforms. That is my main concern with this. I don't want the release to fall flat. I'm hoping this brings my audience through to my YouTube channel, so they'll be able to engage with the music video and the song for the first time on YouTube, and we'll be able to see what they're saying in the comments, we'll be able to see how many people have liked it, and hopefully we'll have them sharing the song as well. In the description of the music video, and also as a pinned highlighted comment on that video, I am going to put a link to a pre-save campaign, and I'm hoping that I can redirect everybody who lands on that video to a pre-save for the song itself, so that on December 11th, nearly 2 weeks after everybody's already heard the song and hopefully continued listening to the song, they will then go to their preferred streaming platform and digital platform and consider purchasing it or streaming it, or both. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this method changes the results of my release. I really hope it has a positive effect. We've still kept the other things in place that I mentioned earlier. I have been shouting about this release. We have had a press release already go out. We have radio features lined up, so all of those things have remained the same, but the backwards part is that we're releasing the music video before anybody has access to listening to the song on their actual preferred platform. And this could flop, or it could do amazing things, and I am definitely hoping for the latter. Okay, as promised, I'm now going to give you a bit of a lowdown about the music video that we have decided to make for this song. The song itself is a winter-based song about traveling home to see your family. Even though it's about traveling home in December, it doesn't actually ever mention the word holiday or Christmas or Hanukkah, so it's really not a religious-based song, and it focuses more on the feeling of family and reconnecting with your loved ones and spending quality time together. So we wanted to keep the music video for this really simple, and we also wanted to to keep it really universal because I'm hoping that in the years to come, people will start to listen to this song when it starts to get cold. And they won't have to wait until November to listen to it when it's appropriate to listen to Christmas songs because it won't be a Christmas song. So we're steering away from any kind of holiday theme in the video, and instead we're going back to the basics of communicating with loved ones. And we've asked our audience and our family and our friends to take videos of themselves holding up signs that have a message to a loved one who they wish they could be visiting this year. I expect this music video to be really moving. We have people who have sent in submissions from Slovenia and Austria and Canada and the UK. We have New Zealand and Australia and the USA. We've got lots of people from lots of different places who are jumping on board. I'm gonna drop a link in the description box below for full project details and more information on how to actually send me your video once you've taken it. Which leads us to the very end of the video, and this is where I get to show you a bit of a teaser on what the music video is going to look like. These are the first 5 submissions of people who have sent their videos in. I absolutely love them. I had such an emotional time editing this together. I know the whole project is definitely just gonna make me cry, and I'll probably cry while we're watching it together right now, but I'm gonna pull this up onto my phone so I can watch it, and then I'm gonna overlay it so that it's on the screen for you, and we're gonna watch this together.
Home, I'm coming home. Home, I'm coming home. I'm coming home in December. Home, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home in December.
Whew. Whew. I'm definitely not gonna make it through the edit job with dry eyes because it's just so emotional. I really would love to have you as a part of this music video, so if you're on the fence, please jump off the fence. Please do join us. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below if you are planning on sending a video in, and if you think that this kind of release strategy is smart or maybe just stupid. I can take the heat on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and on the way down to the comment section, if you could hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on, that would be amazing. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.